So let's look at the next possible price movement, and so we're going to look at it in a multiple time frame. And make some adjustments. So you can see after the breakout structure, price came back retested here, and after that retest, we have seen that SAU has synced in line with the structure of market. This is the beginning of that breakout. This is the beginning of that breakout. Although not just this is the second part of it. So, but we're also going to discuss the first part of the breakout on 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, the beginning of that breakout started from here, where you have seen price. So after we updated the current all-time high, at 3,500. So let's quick diving into the structure. Then we have seen a breakout and a buyback candle. This is a buyback candle and a continuous breakout. So this is the beginning of that breakout. This is the beginning of that major sell after price updating a current all-time high. And we have come here to demonstrate a structure, which you can also find on the line chart. So this is where our sell price action lies. So on technical, we want price to return into the structure for us to sell from there. So this is a technical sell roof. These are technical sell roof. So I'll change the color to red, indicating sell. So as soon as price comes there, automatically it's a sell. Then we have another structure on this area. So these are the two structures that we will present for sale. I think the market will continue to buy at the moment after you see price create a supply roof at this level. We had another supply roof. Then they had a breakout structure and a retest 1, retest 2. A broken supply roof becomes a demand floor, and retest 3 to create a new all-time high. And when we came back, we broke the structure after a few consolidation on a descending trend line. Is another roof violated. If you look critically, that line has already been broken. Now serves as a demand floor, and we want to change the color to black because the roof has been broken. After we broke out from that structure, you can see a valid retest on that place. There is a structure here. At first, price returned here as a buy floor. When price came back, broke the structure, retested, and sold. And now we have broken that structure. It serves as a demand floor. Our sell confirmation will be break below this structure. So our sell confirmation will lie on this structure. So if price breaks below this structure, it becomes our sell confirmation. So we're going to change the color to green, indicating buy. So from where the market is now, it's heading straight into 3,335, 3,339, 3,345. And from this black level, we can also see what price has done. So let's also dive to explain what the price action has done at this level. After break of structure, price have returned to its origin, where we have a supply roof, and we have a break of structure. Price came back here on a retest 1, retest 2, retest 3. Break of a demand floor, price return here, supply roof. And confirmed again, break of a supply roof, return here as a demand floor. Break of a demand floor followed by a retest. So I'm going to circle that retest after break of that demand floor. You have seen a significant sellout. And when price return, we have broken that structure. So we're using it now as a demand for uptick. So in the bearish minimal, we could get into this point, a higher sell zone. And after we broke out, then we had a pending descending trend line from here. There was a pending descending trend line, which I also want to add into the structure for reference. I chose 4 hours because 4 hours has the cleanest price action. You can see here price create here as a demand floor, break of a demand floor followed by a retest. That retest came as a double confluence, and we have seen how price have dropped. So we'll come to the later price action to explain what happened on the later part. And so we have seen that retest 1. No, this is retest 2. This is first retest 1. This is retest 2. This is retest 3. And break of a supply roof. So here is a pending demand floor. It's a pending demand floor. In a case where price falls out from here, it will return here. If we have a fallout from that structure, price will return to this area for a potential buy. And we'll have an ascending trend line supporting price. as an ascending trend line. So when price return to the area of demand, we have seen a significant liquidity push. So technically, price can also use it for liquidity, meaning that price can return there. If price returns there, price can dip itself here, pick liquidity, and move back. Is a strong floor in the rally, very strong. Look at it on 4 hours. We have here as a demand floor, as a supply roof, break of a supply roof, price returns here on demand. So this is technically a demand structure. And so if price returns there, now we have seen what price did here. After we create the demand floor here on break of structure, break of a supply roof, price returns on demand 1, demand 2, demand 3, demand 4, and price played into a channel, a descending trend line. The market is dynamic. So don't worry about that. Those invalidation of trend, it's playing inside a descending trend line. This is the descending trend line that the market played along. And so we also want to make reference and hold that responsible in the future. That's a descending trend line acting as dynamic support. Support 2 and final support 3. And we have seen liquidity push. Price have found the demand on that floor on the descending trend line. So this is also valid and also a trap. As much as it's valid, it's also a trap. Yes, it's valid, but it's also a trap. It's a trap. So if price returns there in the future, a break below is a continuous sell. Yes, but at the moment where we see price now, price is in a very good hand of demand. After we have found validation on this ascending trend line, break of structure, retest 1, retest 2, retest 3, break of structure, retest, break of structure, retest, break of structure, price came back, retest. So we expect it to go back, then come here. So if it comes, fine. So we expect it to continue to buy until it gets into 49, into 39, 39, 40, and make a critical decision at that level, either to return back, then pick moment, pick liquidity, then return back above the structure so that we can now aim higher. Yes, but if this doesn't happen, of course, price has to return to this level. If we are looking for a big sell, this is a buy. This is a buy domain. It's a buy zone. This is a zone that gave birth to the current all-time high. When price came into this zone, look at what it has done. And when it returned back, of course, it did something similar to that and came back again. This is the third time, but failed to uphold its support structure. So we want it to return into this level so we can aim for a higher candle price movement. So if that happens, then maybe we're aiming to trade a new all-time high. Then we want to clone this structure as this remains a valid structure at the moment. And if it's a valid structure, we're aiming a break of this level. We ultimately bring price into 3,620, 608. So if that's the new roof, so be it. So we are going to have here as our new roof. Now we change the color to red. So from this structure, let's also clone it and see if price movement tallies. So we need more confluence. So we'll come down to lower time frame. Now that we have cloned that structure. So let's see if it comes here around 41, 41, 39, 33, 49. Here becomes our new supply roof. So you want to see price return into that structure. We have already cloned it. So we want it to return into this roof. So if you return into this roof around maybe 3341, it will be a new sell zone. So we'll be watching it to see if this guy pushes it to the structure. 3343, 3345 for a sell. So that's the roof. That's the roof on this rally, on this bullish channel. So this is the roof of the floor, and you have other confluence. So other confluence are pointing at the same direction. So if it comes here, most likely we'll have a trigger at this level.